Hey Guppets! I had made a similar video last night in the lightning and the thunder, and I guess this is the rain that comes from it. But I just got back from defending all the way to the east side of Hammond Flag, and I wanted to make another video because the audio levels were all jacked up with the wind, and I did sound a little hostile and angry. It's only because of my passion and the whole culmination of events that lead up to it. So I want to be clear and clear my name and maybe illuminate who's the real guy in the wrong here. By the way, these freaking people hired these loser security guards because they can't handle me sitting in my own parking lot that my grandmother founded. They kick me out all the time while I'm trying to just be cool in our yellow oasis that we call Centereach out here. But last night, I caught our frump. His name's Richard, and he has himself to blame because he uses his own name in a video game. So, I caught him red-handed. First of all, I have a soldier out on the west side, southwest, and he lives right next to him. So he knows right when he's gonna go causing havoc out of spite, and it's okay. This game is territorial. Tensions got heated over this past 3 years, and I want to explain everything. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna show you who I'm dealing with. And I had also been featured on the local pop radio station, and they asked me to come back on because I apparently struck a nerve, quote unquote, because these guys called back in and said I don't deserve my platform, and that I'm only a fat shaming lunatic, yada yada yada. But let me explain, and I just want to address what this guy said first. The opinion of this guy should not matter, but this is what we're dealing with here. The face of resentment and failure. He drives around smug all the time and gives me that smug little face like he's not miserable on the inside. Let's see, I gotta have the screen going to see what you can see. This is a better shot. That was like months ago. That was from January actually, so it's a long time now. But last night, I thought we had peace and everything on the horizon. I haven't flipped the lid in a long time. But here he is flipping me off and all this stuff. I'm not even going to play the video because he has the other half. I did say I wish he would die, and I don't wish death on anyone, but his health is going to cause him to die. That's all I wanted to say. But he meant it truly and utterly that I get hit by a car and pass away and perish. And take a night in that forever box, go to sleep 6 feet underground, which I don't believe in. Humans should not be embalmed. They should return to the earth. I'm tapped into all these energies. I don't even have the notifications on this Pokemon Go app. But he hasn't admitted defeat in 3 years straight. This guy. He walks around looking like a walking love seat. He's got all his weight shifted to the back, and the only time he comes out is when he's filling his gluttony. When he goes out to get some meat from the meat market, he attacks Bozo's school bus, and the fried chicken joint, he attacks the clock, and McDonald's in the middle of the night, he's there, not bettering himself. Look at his face. Look at this goofy. I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but come on. As you hear my, because I pre-recorded a whole script for WBLI, and here it is right here. I'm going to go show you it in the flesh and address stuff that he had brought up last night. We got another person right here. I don't want to put him on blast, but he's got 3 tablets. But I made cool with these mystic people. I welcome fresh challengers if you do it in the flesh. My main point that I want to get across here is that you can drive all you want and waste your time all you want. The stupid wizard pictures I have. But if you decide to be malicious and spiteful and attack while you're driving, it's something you haven't earned, and they know damn well they haven't earned it. I had to delete idle mind out of, oh, it's 9 o'clock, I better get out of here, they're gonna call the cops on me. And freaking, alright, let me get out of here. I never want to cause issues or anything, but I had to kick idle mind today. He's another spiteful, he's a coward. The only people I try to make an example out of are cowards and liars. Idle mind is the main person that I was talking about. The only thing good to come from him is he showed me what the auto catchers were, and I have 2 rolling on me at all times. Let's get back home to my quote-unquote grandmother's basement. Let's touch on that. The only thing he could say to me yesterday, he was fumbling so hard to formulate his thoughts, because he's my mortal enemy, he thinks. But at first, I was just trying to make an example out of him. I was really cool with Frump. Freaking Richard. He was parroting everything this guy, Adam from Selden has said. So I know, because I heard it firsthand. Adam actually had the balls to talk to me man to man while across the parking lot, but he thinks I'm a crazy lunatic, yada yada yada. I'm not, bro. I'm freaking passionate, and they know. The ones who've been here from the beginning know all the circumstances, and I fight for what I believe in. I give 100%. I'm gonna play the clip after this, and I was reading it from a script, so I lost my place a couple times. What the? Oh my god! Every single time it's raining out here, the screen goes nutty. That's beside the point. Let me just freaking. Oh my god! How do I clear? I need to clear everything off because I'm pressing buttons right now that I don't need to. Oh, it already went and disconnected itself. Anyway, the only thing Frump can have on me, apparently, is that I live at my grandma and go live in my grandma's basement like that stereotypical South Park episode. Meanwhile, he's the one who looks like that. The World of Warcraft and Cartman's mom coming and puts a freaking tray underneath his ass to shit. And the Discord mod that's freaking got 12 chins, even though he's not even flexing down. Niantic, oh my god, a big ass waste of time. It comes down to an addiction, this game. And I am so far above it. I went 2 cycles and realized it's not about this freaking collection aspect. It's not about the coins. But anyway, Frump parroted the same message that, oh, go live in your grandma's basement, go get hit by a car. He is the ugly, spiteful one that deserves to be making an example of, and that's why I don't mind shedding light on freaking this bulbous 500-pound blob of mass. He is evil and ugly, and he's freaking ugly, I mean deep down in his soul. And I stand by what I said when I challenged him to a sumo match. If he can beat me in a sumo match with his pretzel salt everywhere, I will hand over these gyms 100%. I'm a man of my word. I'm a man of dignity, principle, and respect, and vision, and value. How many words have I used in the past? But I'm out here in the flesh when it's freaking pouring rain out to defend. And that's another thing. I'll play the thing, but I choose to take my cars off the road. I choose not to feed into a lazy cycle that has you guys trapped. The same reason why you haven't had happiness or women in 12 years. I got laid last weekend, guys. How many of you can say that from this game? I had six or so. I counted last night. 6 different interactions with females. Not all freaking totally sexual all the way, but I get action from this game. That is my main goal. To have actions and interactions with the cool people that deserve it. And hand out bracelets and be out there in the flesh. Because if you're isolated in your cars, you're robbing yourselves of the actual things that this game was designed for. Way back in 2016. It was amazing having circles of people actually walking to the destinations to earn them. Even though there was only like 2 on the horizon, but now it's like the city everywhere. But besides the point, he says, oh, I wish you're gonna die, you're gonna get hit by a car, even though I'm in the right. He's on the Facebook moms group posting that, like a clear as day, lady cut me off, and he posted one of my videos from these cameras on a Facebook moms group to just be toxic and ugly soul. Like, he deserves everything that is coming his way. I don't wish death, but it's coming. He's way too far gone, and he obviously will not change. And I tried to show him the error of his ways, and this is what I get. But anyway, here's my grandmother's basement, quote unquote. On Long Island, you need help, and I choose to be here. I lived with my other grandma before she passed away, the one that I was talking about from the library. And she was an adopted grandmother. But still, family is family. Look at this beautiful thing my uncle set up. My uncle's got problems too. But this is a functional, happy family. She's actually in the hospital right now because she's tripped and fell and broke her hip because she's stubborn just like the rest of us. Hopefully that's not a death sentence, because old timers fall and it's pretty bad. Let me get in here and start the other half that I wanted to speak on in this video. I finally figured out how to edit stuff together, so it'll be pretty easy. I was out there in the freaking lightning and thunder at 1 o'clock in the morning defending against this fat, obnoxious guy. He deserves all the names I call. Other people, maybe not. And I did make a freaking video about this guy Will, and I was finally proven wrong. This guy Will is a skinny guy who's freaking driving around on a bicycle from Port Jeff apparently, but I just hated that. I don't hate it. He beat me to it in the morning before this bosses came on the GoFest day, so I was blocked out of my gyms. It's one of the few instances that you guys have actually won for more than a few hours. We have controlled this place for a long time now, and I'm so proud of it. I got the instinct tattoo on me. People know that, but what I'm trying to show is that, well, I'm addressing this guy is so brainwashed about this coins and the color of the team that he's robbing himself of the real life situations he would have gotten if he were out there in the flesh. Look at his doofy goofy face that I saw him pull up. Like, I don't care if you drive, like I said, just don't attack. If you haven't earned it, don't attack. And he does it out of spite, like, woo. He's trying. Look at his beard. He acts like he's not freaking living with his family too. Because I happen to roll by on that side of the town every time he gets all spoiled and stubborn and wants to make a freaking name for himself, and that's all it is. He just wants. Look at the finger. Look at his sausage finger that he's throwing up with his tablet and everything. He's acting like he doesn't live with his father, because I saw the same facial features on someone who lives in his house. I know where he lives because I'm a detective out here, and I use this very notepad right here to try to make a truce one day. And this is where it really upset me. I don't have the exact words for words, but I congratulated him for beating me past 12 o'clock on one of those instances that I just talked about. I wrote it in a red Sharpie, and I'm explaining to him in writing what I'm explaining right now. Because when I get heated, you can't say all this stuff in passing. And that's why I make all these videos, you know? I don't freaking have any resentment anymore. Shuckle has always seen it from the start, and he's the one who moderates everything. And apparently I heard from the grapevine that even though these guys are talking crap, because I'm trying not to curse anymore, that they just walked away because they don't want to hear it anymore. Adam from Selden saying I'm crazy and a lunatic, yada yada yada. That's okay. But this guy, I caught him red-handed, and I know it's him leaving the gyms blank out of spite after all we've been through. He's like a temper tantrum little child, and I use this analogy a lot. You're gonna hear it on. Look, I did my damn homework. BLI wanted me back on, and they're apparently gonna edit down because it's like 15 minutes of me talking like this to a voice recorder that I made, and I wanted to touch on the main points. Look at this. This is my story right here. And I'm going to play it in a second, me reading off, and I stuttered on my words a couple times. That's why I did it on 2 different colors, so I can kind of... Look at this crap. That's 3 poster boards full of a whole story of 3+ years, going on 4 now. This flashlight is so sick. Look how unique I am, man. Like, I put my all into everything I do. These are the crystals I bring up in this video. I'm getting ahead of myself, but here, let me shine a light on the Pokemon stuff out here before I start playing this stuff. The Frump is such an evil soul. He refuses to freaking learn. And I just put all these new training weapons. I wish it was back in the freaking Middle Ages. That's a war club right there. I wish it was back in the olden days when we had actual respect. Look at all this shit. Like, come on, and this is not a basement. Beep. This is a master bedroom on a house that I grew up in. I actually grew up in Sound Beach, but I was here a lot. From 10 years old and going on, I've been traversing these streets, these very streets. So you can see why I'm very territorial when it comes to a game that's built on territory. Anyway, as I play this thing, I'm gonna have some visuals going on. I'll show you what I'm talking about as I'm going through, and hopefully they feature it in a unobtrusive way on air, because I do deserve the recognition I'm getting. I got sober, and this is all the result. It's a butterfly effect. Alright, let me start playing this. I just want to speak on the angry, evil Frump. The frumpy, lumpy, dumpy, humpty dumpty. And show that I'm not the spiteful, malicious one anymore. It comes in cycles, and I passed it along. I learned from my mistakes. And he has not. He's a little slow in the head, I can just tell, and that's fine. Not everyone's going to be sharp as me. Not everyone's going to be as dedicated. But you guys are making excuses. Every time you hit that button, you're lying to yourselves. If you're driving around in the passenger seat, I could see that. But his car is screaming for help every time he hits that acceleration. He's not getting any smaller, and he's never going to. He's proven that to me 100 times. He's pushing 500 pounds, and I challenge him to lose 5. I'm fucking working out so hard. I'm still a little chunky in the middle, but I need my carbs and my energy to get out. But that's going to change very soon. I don't think I'm going to stop playing, but I'm only focused on the 15% that you guys claim you don't care about. If you don't care about it that much, just let it be. You can go anywhere else on this island, and it's mystic dominated. You know that. You can use your fossil fuels to take off and scatter your gyms around. That's it. It's literally that simple, just to get your 50 coins. It's not hard at all. If you go anywhere else on this island, it's an average of like 10 days. Every Pokemon's low as can be. And all you gotta do is tap a couple times. And when you're in your cars tapping, it looks like you're jerking your meat, by the way. But yeah, I'm getting scatterbrained again. But that's literally it. All you have to do is scatter them around like seeds. And if you play as hard as we do, me and Vic held, it's so easy. One will fall during the day and you'll get your 50 coins. And you'll know which one will fall. I challenge you guys to do it. Do it the original way for 1 week, 1 day. And you'll see why I'm so passionate. I'm not angry or hostile. It's passion. You take my aggression as a threat, and that's not right. Anger can be used in beautiful ways. You can't just roll over in life. Alright, let's start playing this thing. I think I have a couple more things to touch on, but I'll think of it as I'm playing, because I listened to it a couple times. It's cringe when I stutter, and because I was reading off a script. I tried to make it seem as natural as possible. I have collections and all this. Oh, I'm gonna, show my collections as I'm speaking on it. And maybe it'll shed some light on why I do what I do. Let's hear it. I don't want to just have a freaking no visuals going on, so as I play this, I'm gonna kind of at least try to show you guys stuff, and hopefully the audio levels will remain, because I made this video yesterday, but all you can hear is the wind as I'm freaking fighting frump at 1 o'clock in the morning. Where's the voice recorder at? Gosh dang it, Bobby. There it is. No, that's Pinterest. I haven't done that since I finished my last sewing project. Let's see. Boo-doo-doo-doo. Let's see. Lists. And then the BLI one. To take this and learn that this is where I'm coming from. It's worded in a perfect way that this is a legit story of the whole thing from the beginning.
Hey, BLI! Thanks for having me back on. It's the Wizard of Centereach. I just wanted to use your platform again to address some of the issues and the controversy that arise from the silly name I'm out here making for myself on the streets of Centereach. There are two topics that I'd like to touch on. The main and biggest one is being an unhinged Pokemon Go player who yells and seeks out people for no reason, and the other being a lunatic who yells and threatens innocent drivers for no reason. It may seem that way if you see my videos at first glance, but there are deep topics and issues of why I choose to do what I do. So let me start by saying I'm highly misunderstood. My actions are a result of a huge culmination of events, both good and bad, due to the butterfly effect. I may seem crazy to some, but in true honesty and transparency, I'm centered, and I'm a wise individual whose genuine nature often leads me into trouble. Life is a beautiful spectrum, and I embody both sides of the coin. You get what you give in this life. My experience and my perspective has led me to possess some very unique traits and mindsets. Most that I hold very dear and believe it makes me a great asset to those with eyes for it. The optimistic and worthy, and a nightmare to those who make excuses for everything and spread misery to everything and everyone they encounter. I make examples of those evil, ugly souls. Deep down, you know which category you fit into. From my experience in the field, I find that it's split about 50-50 right down the middle, with shiny, happy, smiley, good people with wonderful traits and energy. And to counter that, we have miserable, defeated, pessimistic, shadow-dwelling goblins that inhabit our land, corrupting all that they encounter and leaving a path of destruction in their wake. We need both in this life to balance it out. If life were all sunshine and rainbows, nothing would be special, and everything would seem monotone and gray eventually. With that being said, and that long-winded intro out of the way, I'd like to answer some of the questions you may have about my growing reputation. Everyone has valid opinions, and I'm here to address the main issues and concerns about my unorthodox way of handling the problems I see all around me. I never claim to have it all figured out, but I have learned from my mistakes in the past, and I have grown tremendously, especially in the past 4 years of my wild life. I'm 34 now, and my entire mid to late teens through in my entire 20s, I would numb myself with alcohol. It was beer mostly, so I was able to justify it to myself, not realizing I was developing a major alcohol dependence. I simply would make myself feel normal. Addiction is one of the hardest things to conquer, in my opinion, second only to the feeling of heartbreak and lost love. Long story short, I had to be at my lowest in life to realize it was solely up to me to make that change. It can't be forced on anyone. True enlightenment has to come from within. With prayer and meditation, exercise, and the search for the underlying issues, I had an awakening, a true epiphany that most would call it. I found the strength within myself to follow my gut, and I grew up overnight. I was able to kick all my major vices with pure willpower and leave it. I was able to kick all my major vices with pure willpower and leave alcohol and cigarettes behind me at the same exact time. I'm extremely proud of that. I'm always happy to impart my knowledge when it comes to that, especially to those in need like the youth. It all ties into the main points, I promise. Giving up such big parts of your old life leaves a tremendous void, and that's up to you alone to fill it, or else you'll fall back likely into those old toxic patterns. Everything in life has a cyclic pattern, and without any treatment, I was able to break those chains. I used my endless drive and creativity to put all my effort into hand sewing, leather, and denim vests, adorned with countless unique patches and studs. My work is really something special. Costumes or not, you can see me coming from a mile away, and you know it's me. I make beautiful crystal bracelets as well to add to my style and give away to worthy people that have the same energy. The value, with common energy and the value I've given it, I've given away 100 at these points as an extension of myself. Every chapter in my life has been pure unique magic. After making about 70 complete sewing projects for myself and others the past 2+ years, I ran out of new ideas apart from a few I still yet to do, but I'm not no rush to do that. Along came that board again, and that's where the Guppet I am today truly starts. I was doing overnights at 7-Eleven all over the island, and one in particular in Farmingdale just happened to have this Pokestop there where a new co-worker got me to re-download the app, and the rest is history. Having fond memories from its debut in 2016, I was a gung-ho, super excited to jump back in. This coincides with my belief that the cars are an unnecessary money pit in life, especially if you live within 10 miles of wherever you need to go, that ultimately lead to stagnant complacency and robs you slowly of that very spark of life we all had when we were younger, when everything is bright and shiny. The days tend to blend into each other as we rush to traverse the same old roads and routine, and nothing is different and exciting. So I took it upon myself to take my vehicles off the road. I focused my next venture on exercise in the Pokemon Go, and it fit in perfectly, like a puzzle. Basically, besides the basic collection, wow, take 3. Besides the basic collection aspect of these imaginary pocket monsters, there's one feature that I enjoy over all else. It's the gyms. There are 3 different teams in the game. The yellow team is our team, Team Instinct. The blue team is the mostly dominated team currently. It's Team Valor. Oh, I'm sorry, I messed that up. That's Mystic. And the red is Team Valor, that everyone chose in the beginning, but kind of swapped over to Mystic, I guess. No one is unique anymore, I don't know. But I chose yellow, and I dedicated a lot of time and energy to getting myself to strong enough to make it. I'm sorry. I chose yellow, and I dedicated a lot of time and energy, even some money, to get myself to strong enough to make up for the lost time. But in my absence, the game, something changed. No longer do people play in the flesh for the most part, and it's only players that remained are the ones who are cheating, taking it easy the illegal way, while driving, swerving and veering all over the road. I think you can see where this is going. I choose to dominate every landmass I pass. I choose to dominate every landmark I pass, because I give my all in everything I do. At first it was all playful, and I was a new fish in the pond. As my power levels, At first it was all playful, as I was a new fish in the pond, but my power levels continued to grow. I got noticed by the same and highly undesirable individuals. They took notice of my roots and my patterns and put together who I was. I would have preferred to stay anonymous, but eventually I would have preferred to stay anonymous, really, but eventually I would have preferred to remain anonymous, really, but eventually I befriended. Why is that so hard? I would have preferred to remain anonymous, but eventually I befriended the main players who shared a common area. Due to territorial nature of a capture the flag type game, domination if you play Call of Duty, it's using GPS and landmarks. It placed me dead square in the sets of previously Mystic dominated island. Little by little I added them, even got some phone numbers and thought I had some friends. They were cool at first, but their sights were not on the experience itself. It was on a cash grab aspect, the currency of the coins in the game you get by leaving your Pokemon in the gyms, that they're blinded by. Things turned hostile very quickly, after I would hear secondhand some very hateful and spiteful things. Naturally, things turned sour. I'm the only legitimate player in the midst of a bunch of fake sniveling, yapping hyenas, and it only motivated me to dominate more and more. Eventually, I got in a rhythm to control 16 entire gyms from Hammond Road to Rustic Road and Centereach. It's yellow concurrently. I patrolled and controlled them religiously, alone for at least a year and a half solid before some worthy yellow teammates took notice and rose up from the ashes, as the very phoenixes we represent, as the Zapdos team. We all have mascots and different birds. As it stands today, me and my worthy team relentlessly patrol our streets and As it stands today, me and my worthy team member, my second in command, Vikkel, I'll talk about him in a second, we relentlessly patrol our streets in a game originally intended as exercise. We feel such pride, showing no mercy to the original spiteful, malicious rivals. Not to drop names here, but they know exactly who they are. And not to fat shame on air, but most of them are very chunky to say the least. The biggest troublemakers are pushing about 500 pounds. Things get extra competitive as tensions rose. It turned into an all-out PG-13 territory gang war. All I care for is the coins, when all we want to is make a stand and make a name for ourselves with pride, because we've earned it time and time again, all on bicycles, blades, skateboards, and walking with our own manual propulsion. Also, we get an inventory team bonus every time we visit these landmarks. We are relentless and respond as fast as possible, in all the weather conditions, rain and snow included, for almost 4 glorious years now. As you can guess, all teams are very stubborn, and things become more hostile than ever. Due to my genuine, fearless nature, I'm not afraid to speak my mind, so I seek out the conflict in this game, and that's what's fun to me, to talk a little trash. I defend what I've created. I defend what I have created here, and what we've earned over the past 3 years. I never felt this much pride for something so objectively stupid and dumb. Tensions came to a head when I caught the main culprits leaving the gyms blank out of hateful, jealous spite, even though they can waste their fossil fuel and go anywhere in there they want on this island for their precious coins. But it's human nature to want what we can't have. I related to a dog who has a bone, who will drop another one to take it from another dog. Children do the same type of things with their toys, but it's human nature to want what we can't have, and I kind of understand. After catching them red-handed countless times, I tended to get loud and speak my mind. As a hardened street soldier from New York, a lot of choice words came up. But as you know, I document everything with my body cams rolling. So I started to seek out and make spectacles out of these loser, obese nerds with nothing else going for them in their lives, just this Pokemon stuff. I make example out of ugly traits, and I speak the truth that they take the slightest tone as a threat. This change in my tone is a threat. I made it a point to never threaten or step out of my First Amendment rights. It's comical to me how low they will go. It's truly sad that they don't possess any shame in their DNA to play this way. I tried to lead by example and show them that they're ultimately cheating themselves of the amazing experiences they would get while they're still young enough to move around with able bodies. They break the law and drift all over the roads as they scan for their worthless collection. I have come full circle, and I realize that the collection aspect does not matter. I'm so far above that and can see that there's no longevity in this dumb game. I truly do not care for anything. They waste their lives away on this dumb app, and I don't even look at my phone. It's all about the experience and camaraderie I have with my second in command. Shout out to Vikel. His name's Kevin. No, why did I say Kevin? Shout out to Vikel. His name's Kelvin. The only other person I've seen play as hard as me legitimately on bicycles. I even gave him the bicycle he used. And make sure he's up to date with all his tubes every time he gets a flat. Where was I? I was doing so good. We're still impenetrable after all this time, even after the rival Discord mass reported me and got my original account that I put over $1,000. I was heartbroken at first. The game developers took the words and lies of a bunch of malice-driven cabin dwellers over 2 legit players that really threw me off the axis, but Kelvin brought me back. I felt beyond betrayed, but even more hard work, my new account is strong enough to hold and continue to hold off this horde of excuse-driven weaklings at a severe handicap. We still have won and conquered every step of the way. As they continue to this day to throw temper tantrums and target us, we stand strong as Team Instinct, one unified unit. It's bigger than the game for us. We're out here bettering ourselves, with these sad sacks hating from a distance. Let me do that again. It's bigger than the game for us. We are out here bettering ourselves, while these sad sacks are just hating from a distance. They're isolated in corners, claiming to be a part of an almighty community, and all they care about is what they can offer each other, through the trading and the raiding. It's a despicable cycle that I'm wise to. I rose above it the second I saw their true colors. I lived to flip the pathetic norms on its head. Society tends to outcast an individual that will not conform and create his own path against the wind. Uphill? Society tends to outcast an individual that will not conform and creates his own path. Against the wind and uphill is what I'm all about, because it's all the more satisfying. Perception is everything in life, and how you do one thing is how you do everything. I've earned everything I have in this life, and I've never been happier. This is why I'm an easy target though, but I am also strong enough to take it. They have mostly given up, aside for some old and some new challenges that I welcome. There is currently peace and understanding. There is currently peace and understanding. There is currently peace and understanding until the next thing boils over, and I'll be ready. It was all meant in good fun and a challenge, but they give up at every challenge in life. So I had another void to fill, and that's where these goofy costumes came into play. I have these Bluetooth auto catchers going all the while I'm zooming around and multitasking. That's where all these oh my gosh, I'm right at the end. And that's where all these terrible, oblivious drivers come into play. They block the sidewalks, pointing their nose all the way into middle country, just to wait. And then they get startled even though I'm in total control. They beep out of anger and flip me off and then speed away, not realizing I'm fast and skilled enough to catch them. Everyone's in such a rush to get to the next stoplight, and they're almost trapped, so I make an example of them. And I don't threaten them. I walk up to them calmly and I record them. But they take me holding my quote-unquote golf club as a threat, and it's just a body cam. Everyone's in such a rush to hurry up at the next stoplight. It's ridiculous. I always give the trouble, inconsiderate, mostly female drivers a chance to do the right thing and back out of sidewalks that are blocking me out completely. But if they prove themselves to be Karens, like in that Cousin Ip video, I make a spectacle out of them, on purpose. You get what you give, but I never threatened anyone. I'm a man of my word and a man of principle, and this is the total, honest truth.
Okay, hopefully you can hear that. I took down a couple videos because I don't want to seem like the angry person. And I don't plan on making any more stupid costume videos for a long time, so I'm going to leave this as my kind of pin video for a while. 7 minutes, that's good. I have 3 minutes to talk again about freaking, I don't want to be that guy. I understand the error of my ways, and I've truly learned. The only time I stepped out of line was when Ace Dave freaking threatened me with his car, and I had to jump behind a concrete barrier with my bike to avoid being hit, because I'm nimble and agile enough. And I'm aware of everything. I'm aware of the underlying energy, and I'm tapped into this cosmic force that we all numb ourselves. Like, getting sober has opened up a whole new world for me. I've never been happier, literally. And I can feel the underlying strings of everything, and I can see all the problems. It's because everyone's so disingenuous and so quick to complain, when all they have to do is better themselves with a little bit more integrity than the day before, and it will snowball. I'm a positive person. I have great values that I can instill on the youth, like I said. It's up to you to listen, though. True enlightenment comes from within. Now I'm just repeating the points, but it's so true. This is why I'm out here doing this, to better ourselves, to have experiences in their flesh. Like, you guys, most of you guys I've understood and respected, and there's been peace. But then there's people like Frump, the vile, hostile, malicious, disgusting, and that's exactly who I target. Simple as that. I don't threaten anyone anymore. As you can see, I got a lot of weapons. I don't use them. They're for a collection aspect and I like to practice with my BB guns and stuff. I have a couple real guns too, but I'm not gonna show those online, but I'm just illuminating the fact that I'm misunderstood, and I have been from the start, because I do get heated. But I can't say this stuff in 5 minutes because no one even wants to hear it. Everyone's always thinking about what they're gonna say next. I was gonna say about Frump. His father was out there, and every time I go past, I could see the same facial features in him. So it's not him that failed Frump. Frump has failed himself by letting himself be in that pits of despair and not better himself. and taking that note that I wrote as stalking. Like I care about what he's doing. He said, "Oh, I got a stalker." No, I was trying to help him. I was literally trying to help him. He took that in the wrong way. The next day, I caught him, and I took that picture with the Gengar hat. And that's where the freaking... That was the precipice of where he just disrespected my truce that I originally gave him the Buddha statues and stuff. He disrespected that, and I caught him and FaZe and Idle Mind sitting in their freaking car. And every time he freaking kills me, he thinks I care about that. And he freaking smugly smiles around every time I catch him red-handed. I know who the freaking culprits are now. It's so... I knew in the beginning. It's all you guys who leave it blank. And it's Key West. She must be in freaking Florida right now or something. Because I haven't had the FD. I know that's Key West. I go all the way out to Lake Grove to prove a point that I know it's her. Every time she kicks that gym and leaves it blank in their freaking Cadillacs, I go out to Lake Grove. It's a retribution. I don't target anyone else anymore. Only the cowards that are too sissy to face me. To do it in the flesh. I swear, if it doesn't matter about the color. If you were in the flesh doing what we do for maybe even half of a day or a quarter of a day, if I felt like I had my eyes open, like I said, I could see everything. If I saw any of you guys actually enjoying your lives, when I approach you, you look so miserable and defeated. You're in the corners just like... That's not a retard thing. It's tapping the freaking tablets and stuff. I know I'm what is it? Not extravagant. I'm explosive and... Yeah, I guess it's freaking... I am passionate. And I put my anger aside. I am very centered. It's only when you ask for it do I blow up. And I learned to even culminate my... damn, I'm trying to find all these stupid fancy words that... It's a simple... You mess with me, you're gonna get it. I'm not afraid to stand my ground. And that's why I'm a major target. Oh yeah. One of the other things I wanted to say is I was a girl in the not these freaking trans movements. I wasn't born a girl, but I was a girl in the game because I wanted to have a mystique about myself. I'm a girl in every single video game I do because they're more agile, they're nimble, and the hitboxes are smaller. And that doesn't apply to Pokemon Go necessarily, but I didn't want to look at the back of a dude all day as they walk. Like I think the female characters look better, and that's another thing that these freaking developers are just feeding into. These freaking trans, and they took away the freaking genders. How are you gonna take away genders in this world? It's been this way for the dawn of time. And all of a sudden in the past freaking 20 years, everyone's gotten soft because this anonymous technology leads... It's breeding these jealous, spiteful, anonymous people because they can get away with it. They don't have the repercussions behind them. It's the same equivalent of someone with their friends and they're giving the finger outside to people like that guy who's freaking always collecting cans. I'm sure he gets yelled at constantly. But it's up to me to not feed into that. And I learned that. The best way to get over someone who's trying to antagonize you is to just walk away, like you guys did. And I'm very proud of you at the Go Fest. I do want to be part of the community, and that's what hurt. You guys turned your backs on me because I'm a little bit better and more free. No, not even better. I have more ambition and more drive to do it. Bicycles are the perfect speed. In the cars, you go way too fast. And like I said, I'm not dumb. In the beginning, I would drive all the way to Port Jeff, and especially that there's a huge park that used to have a smiley face. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. It's like in Miller Place, I'm guessing, right off of 83. That's the park. I would drive around it constantly, and I would go up on curves because wherever you turn your nose, that's where your car's gonna go. Anyways, I took all my freaking cars off the road because it's a money pit, and it turns you into a stagnant person who live in the same Groundhog's Day over and over again. I know I went over 10 minutes, but this would be a good outro. Alright, I got 6 more minutes. And for the people who drive in the parking lots, they're looking like decrepit fossils that should not be driving anymore. I make examples of those ugly people who swerve and beep at you when I'm aware of 100%. I have to be. I'm aware of 150% because there's more in this life that you can't perceive. We think we know everything, but it's only about 10% that we're even aware of. I know there's cosmic energies all throughout in different dimensions. We're only 3D people. And if you allow yourself to tap into those things, you'll see the magic of this life. But you're not going to see it hiding behind your steering wheel, in your cabins. You're hotboxing yourself with stinky ass farts, and you're shadow dwelling in the corners, claiming to be some sort of community. I got eyes everywhere. It's like those little blips. I don't even have my notifications on. I'm just aware, and I know you got no basic times that I have to watch out for, which I can see a lot from where we are, but I can't see Hammond Road. I can't see. Look at what's special to me. Special to us. It's sacred. I could see all these freaking gyms from where I reside. You guys are just passing through. We're actively out there, getting our team bonus, spinning every stop. Well, not like I literally don't even look at this phone anymore. I got 2 accounts going at each time, and I let my auto catchers just do their thing. That's how I like to play, and I have Idle Mind to thank for that. That's the only thing that he's ever taught me. But to hear crap coming back because I did not. At first, it was just playful. I had to kick him earlier, and he buried a freaking unknown. How are you going to bury unknown? Like, you either put in heavy hitters, good gym defenders, or just give up. Because you know I'm relentless. You're going to waste your resources. And Frump is just wasting his life and resources. These stupid party hats have popped up. But the spawns have been better than they were in the past. And I know it's because of me that the library is yellow. And I mean, not yellow, but not corrupted with these bosses, and it drives me mad with these bosses, so I'm glad. This is my home base. The nice shootout over here. Actually, the closest to me is, we call it Enrique Iglesias, because it's called Iglesia Invigilana. I love my Spanish and Mexican people. I work with ton of them. They're the best, happiest people because they earn things in life. You have to earn things. I could flex my. I really don't care about the freaking collection aspect. It's a dopamine hit when you see those shiny things, and I like my little spoof names. Idle Crimes, that's genius. Look what I got on that account. Freaking Zapdos, little chicken bird. It's really not about the freaking collection, and getting terminated out of nowhere without warning showed me that. It's just like a whole new cycle of, okay, let me focus on what makes me happy out here. Showing camaraderie, paving the way, making a stand for ourselves, and making a name for a team that's highly freaking underrated. There's a resurgence now of instinct players that have the same common vision. Mystics, I saw this guy today, and this will be the end. He's in a red car, and he has a freaking Mystic logo. And I jokingly, like, it's all in good fun. It's like, Mystic sucks. And he's like, Instinct sucks. Like, they're just parroting what I was saying. Same thing with Frump. He has no originality. He was just parroting Adam from Selden's ugly-ass, spiteful, like, and that too. He goes to the library, supposed to be spending time with his children. And he's relentlessly attacking for 4 hours and then comes out saying that I'm the lunatic. Even though you can go anywhere else and you know whose territory this is. We earn it, buddy. I'm not a freaking lunatic. I'm passionate. Just because you can't beat me doesn't mean you have to throw a temper tantrum and be a sore loser. It's about respect, honor, Respect, honor, dignity, and vision. You guys have just admitted defeat. And I'm not even going to pay you guys any mind anymore. This is going to be the last I'm speaking. And it's not an angry video. I hope you can learn from this. Truly. Guppet out.